Wow.
So I went to A&E and I had an X-ray. I remember the bloke, he X-rayed me from above and he was like, and then X-rayed me from the side and went, oh yeah, there it is. And I just like...
Listen, I have to ask you about your injury, right?
Oh.
I'm just obsessed with this. I heard it through the grapevine. So you did the wrestling, the comedians, the Clash of the Comics wrestling.
Have you seen it?
I saw it online a lot.
Oh.
And there's another person who hurt themselves really bad.
Yeah.
Abby
Clark's done her ACL.
Right.
Oh my God, ACL.
ACL,
Yeah,
so she'll be
that's
out
bad.
like a year probably.
You need to stop. Tell us about it to people who don't
So
know.
For anyone who doesn't know, it's wrestling. It started at the Edinburgh Fringe years ago, and they just decided to do like WWE style wrestling, but with comics. So it's all the trash talk and all that.
Yeah.
But you actually do the stuff.
Yeah, totally. So like I'd seen it at the Edinburgh Fringe and thought it was fantastic. It is, and they go really big on it because it's it's wrestling, so it's really kind of like big characters, big music, and sort of it's really silly. And I remember watching it up at the Edinburgh Fringe and loving it. And then they asked me to do it, and like the process of learning was great. Like,
How long's that process? How much rehearsal and stuff? Because the first time it happened, I remember thinking they've just cobbled this together. How's people got time?
I think I did about 6 to 8 weeks.
Wow.
Like coming into London and doing a 2-hour session with this her name was Sam and she was absolutely fantastic. Like her wrestling name is Nina Samuels, and she's like, I remember she was about 5'5", so she was a lot smaller than me. And the first time she and I like started some of the moves, I got it wrong and sort of elbowed her, and I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Did I hurt you? And she just laughed. Because it's like, yeah, you can't hurt me. She was like 5'5", but she could lift me and all of that. So strong.
Well, that's the thing, because people always say wrestling's fake. Wrestling is not fake. Wrestling is staged.
Yeah,
that's like the difference.
It's like saying dancing's fake. It's not. It's just choreographed. It was like a dance routine in that, like, you know already if you're going to win or lose, and they're doing right. Then you go here, then you do that. It's literally like a dance routine, and I loved the learning to do it, and like. Learning all these different moves and learning all of these different kind of techniques, and it was like a really fun process to do. And then on the day, it was at the Apollo, and we were the first fight of the night, and I guess it's maybe just like adrenaline on the night as well, but all the moves felt bigger and harder.
Yeah.
And is there an audience there?
Yeah.
Wow.
4,000 people sold out.
Jesus Christ.
And it was the last move where she basically like lifts me right up and slams me on my back.
Stop it.
And we'd done like smaller versions of that, and the advice was like, don't like just wait till the day and do it, because like it's gonna be painful. I'm saying this now and I'm like, yeah, probably should have practiced it more. But it was one that we'd practiced on a lower level. But it was like, on the day, let's just do it.
Oh,
Classic, I'll do it on the night.
Yeah,
right.
And just put me up in the air and I landed on my back. And like, the moment I landed, I was like, that isn't
Did
good.
you land on a mat?
No, just like on the floor of the
canvas,
it's like
but
a
it's
spring
slightly
thing.
sprung.
I know,
But it's not nice. It's sprung in the same way like a ballroom dance floor is sprung.
Yeah.
It's still not something you'd want to land on your back on.
So what happened?
And I remember thinking that I'm not good here. And the ref came over and was like, squeeze my hand if you're okay. And there's 4,000 people there. So I was like, I squeezed his hand, got up, and then like felt how hard it was to walk. But I knew I was like, the whole thing was that I'd lost. So I didn't really have to act because I was hobbling off, like looking dejected.
Did you want to faint?
Well, I came off and said, I need to see a medic. I'd sat onto this chair. I couldn't move. And then I knew I was going to pass out because the room started sort of like blurring and spinning. And so I was sort of trying to shout. And then the next thing, I woke up and I was on the floor and they'd like elevated my feet. They were on the phone to the ambulance. And because it was London on like a Friday night, they couldn't get an ambulance because they were basically going, is she conscious? Which I was now. Is she breathing? You're going to have to just drive her to A&E.
Wow.
So I went to A&E and I had an X-ray. I remember the bloke, he X-rayed me from above and he was like, and then X-rayed me from the side and went, oh yeah, there it is. And I've just like torn 3 ligaments in my back and I've been having physio for like the last 12 weeks. And
Bloody hell.
It was really rough because like your body's, it's one of those things. I mean, you were just saying that you've been under the weather with a cold, and it's like that because you're kind of like, you know, when you start remembering how great your body was when it was 100%. And you start being jealous of all the times that you could walk and it not absolutely kill. And like, again, about like days off from this mad job, my favourite way of like relaxing and kind of my thing that sorts my head out is playing football. Like that's my favourite thing.
Yeah.
To sort of switch off, and I haven't been able to do that for like 12 weeks.
Oh,
it was just
no.
it was just really brutal, and I probably don't ever want to wrestle again.
No.
Which was such a shame because it was such a good, fun experience learning it, but I've never had pain like it.
There's so many things so I find this job that we all do a bit insane, right? Because we got asked to do a TV programme. And I don't want to dig out the TV programme.
This is I'm being careful with what I say because I don't want to dig people out.
No, absolutely not. And you know what? It's up to everyone what they do. But we got offered to do that where it was like world's dangerous...
The most dangerous roads.
Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah,
Have you done that?
Yeah, I did it in Morocco.
Yeah.
Why the fuck did you do
Our
that?
roads were really not dangerous at all.
Oh,
but then
were
I've
they?
watched other people's and been like, bloody hell.
I think the one I watched, it was
We got
Daryl O'Brien
asked
and
to
Ed
do it.
Byrne,
Yeah.
I think, and they were literally on a cliff.
Yeah,
And
I
we
said
are,
no. I was like, I won't even get in a helicopter.
I think it's a real
Like-
lottery which one you get because
But
I've
it's
watched
right.
ones
But
where they're
we're
on
parents,
like a steep
we're
face.
married, and we're
Yeah.
both. So it's like, do you both want to go and do the most dangerous road in the world?
Yeah.
And leave
Where
both
if
your
it goes
children?
wrong, you're not here
Absolutely
anymore.
not.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm just a wimp. And then you remember all of the things in the past where it's been like celebrities are just doing TV programmes and they're really dangerous.
There's
And I
some. What was
won't
that
do it.
one? The jump. Do you remember that?
Ski jump one.
Yeah,
jumping
where they all
one.
broke their legs.
Yeah.
Do you want to come and break your legs in
break
South
the
of France?
coccyx and all of this, and it was
Yeah.
like, yeah.
So some of
that's
them, I think they go too far.
Yeah.
I think they go too far, and I think it's like it's like they're just set up to fail.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to learn a massive ski jump? Absolutely not.
In what world is some reality star going to absolutely nail a ski jump, which
Yeah.
is only ever done by people who've been doing it since they were like 9,
Exactly.
under professional coaches and stuff?
It's
like,
insanity.
Can you even remember? Do you remember when Dancing on Ice first started?
That's a similar
I
one.
had such a core
So
memory
difficult.
of I was being babysat when I watched it. That's how long ago it was.
Right.
Wow.
And I was like, I'd stayed up to watch it, and Bonnie Langford was swung round by her feet in
Yes.
training, and she bashed her head. And I
And
was
the-
like, she's, like, with all respect to Bonnie Langford, she's too old to be like
Yeah.
being flung round.
Yeah.
And her head
I
coming
remember
into
that. Was that
contact
a head
with
or
the
a
ice.
chin?
Maybe
it
a
was
chin,
some.
yeah.
No, it was something. Well, you're
It
right.
was
It was
something
a,
where you were like, that's not something you just walk off and go, oh, I'll be
know.
all right, put a wet paper towel on it, I'll be fine.
Sorry, one second,
it?
Maisie. Sorry, your chin's on your head. Carry on.
I meant
It
like
is
the top of a
bonkers
head
though,
or
innit?
a chin.
It is like, there's definitely certain TV companies or like shows where they're like, oh, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. And if they die, it's content.
Well,
Yeah,
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 yeah. more
Everything's
downloads.
content. It'll be fine. Make it into
No,
a reel. It'll get the views.
I'm such a wimp.
Hashtag
I'm all
for
right
you
it now.
page. It is all good.
Thoughts and praise. Thoughts and praise.
Oh man.
You're on tour. It starts in September.
It does.
What's her face? Oh, I love that.
What's her face is good.
Thank
That's
you.
funny.
I thought it was a good.
That's
really
really
good.
I thought it was a
good.
good title because
Very northern.
Yeah, what's her face? And it's all like kind of it's what you say when you can't remember somebody's name.
Yeah, I
right?
love that.
I like that. And then I did, those, when you do those days to sort of like chat to different radio stations to plug your tour.
Yeah.
2 of them were like, we've got comedian Maisie Adam on after the break. She's going to be here talking about her new show. What's her name? I was like, it's deliberately about being unable to remember someone's
That's annoying.
name, and you've ironically you've forgotten the word for when you forget someone's. Oh, never mind.
That's the way
There's
we do it.
nothing worse than having to go on and explain your show dead quickly. I can't bear it.
When you've got 30 seconds and they go, so what's it about? And you're like, at the moment it's about 2 pages of material that
Yeah.
might work.
Yeah.
Because what you have to do is come up with the title a good year in advance of going on tour. And they go, what's it about? Because they want it to be about something.
Yeah, it's got to have a narrative.
What's it
in
about?
What is it? What is it about?
What it's about. It makes me really feel
Bullshit.
sorry for like musicians must get sick of that. What's this album about? You must want to go, I've just made some sounds that sounded good in the studio and picked the best 12
Just
and
said
put them on
some
an
words.
album.
Just
But
said
instead
some
you have to go, well, it was about a breakup and then it was about life.
Have you seen the new Take That documentary?
No.
Did you like Take That back in the day?
Yeah,
You're a bit
I was
young.
more Robbie. I was
Right.
born in 94, so I kind of like, because I think you had to be a teenager in the 90s to
Yeah.
love Take That, whereas I grew up with Robbie being a heartthrob, but I didn't know he was in a boy band until much
Oh
later.
wow,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So my sister loved Take That, and I'm like 3 years younger than my sister.
Yeah.
So I knew who they were.
Yeah.
Liked them.
Yeah.
Like their songs, but I didn't fancy them.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But I love all.
You respected the art, Rosie.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Just like the way they're dressed.
Forever.
Yeah.
But obviously I love them. And then other boy bands came about that I was a lot more obsessed with.
Which ones were you obsessed with?
5. Yeah. 5.
Scott from 5 listens to this.
Does he?
Yeah.
Well, he might not now.
We
who
used
knows,
to.
but-
He listened. She lost it when we found out. Yeah, it was great.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Is that who you when you think you want people to burst through and go, don't marry it? It's not the Greek boyfriend. It's Scott from 5.
It was 19-year-old Scott from 5.
Still with his gelled hair. Stop!
Pick me. Him or Gareth Gates.
Oh my God. The whole Gareth Gates had on me.
Oh, yes.
Really?
Yeah, he was lovely, wasn't he?
Yeah. Oh God.
So gorgeous. Who did you fancy when you were a kid?
Jet from Gladiators.
Oh, nice.
Jet from Gladiators was a good one. And,
Jet from Gladiators. Me and my mate were obsessed with Jet from Gladiators.
Kylie Minogue?
No.
Really?
Yeah, no. Jet from Gladiators. And I remember me and my mate were obsessed with Jet from Gladiators. But the two, can you remember the two?
Yeah.
It was Jet and Lightning.
Yeah.
The two ones. And we used to just like obsess at the school playground. I've never told you this. We used to obsess about Jet from Gladiators. And then he decided that because I was blonde at the time and he had brown hair, that he was Jet. His girlfriend was Jet, and I had to have Lightning.
This thought process, I've had that thing with me and my friend really fancied Zach and Zach from Saved by the Bell and Mario Lopez. What was it? Slater.
Yes. Oh,
and I was like, well, I was blonde as a kid, so I'll have Zach. You can have.
Well, as the person who had the other one forced on us as well, fuck you.
Yeah.
Because that is really upsetting. He was like, and now I look back at photos of Lightning and I think, literally, 10-year-old me was like, no, love.
No, not for me.
Sorry, love.
You'll have to join the queue, Lightning.
Yeah, back off. Back off, Lightning.
I loved Zach from Saved by the Bell.